Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing a beginner's guide to photography in 2025. My name is Evan Albrecht. I'm a professional surf and lifestyle photographer here in San Diego. I've been shooting photography for around 9 years now, was doing content photography with my own creative business, and then also I work at a marketing agency here in San Diego, one of the top marketing agencies in the US actually, working in social media, so have a lot of experience in this industry and super excited to get into it. I basically have 10 steps laid out. Even if you shot photography for a while, these will be very helpful to you. Just things that I've learned in the past that have really helped me become where I am today. So let's get right into it. The first thing is shooting every day as much as possible. And practicing as much as possible helps train your eye, timing, and just gets you more used to the camera and what you're looking for. I've also seen this helps kind of build your style. And I've done this through editing, through shooting as much as possible. And then also just looking at so many photos. As you can see back here, I have a bookshelf. A bunch of these actually on the top right here are photo books. Just looking at photos that you are inspired by, just looking at really high quality photos. Look at photos of competitors that you're like, okay, this is someone that I'm super inspired by. How can I make something like that? Go out and shoot that. Like try to shoot that for a month. Try to copy that and then also make your own style from that. Try to make presets that really fit your style to make that actually workable and scalable in your work. So important, just shooting as much as possible. One of my photography teachers told me that your first 10,000 photos are gonna be your worst. And that has never been more true than now. In the last year, I've actually redone my whole portfolio. I only have a few photos from my portfolio that aren't from this year, which is just insane to say because I've been shooting for around 9 years now. So just shows you, even after 9 years, so 8 years into it, I shot so much this year. I shot my most I've ever shot. And my whole portfolio has been updated with new photos from this year. I've had more clients than ever, made more money than ever from this. And I'm now working in a marketing agency as well because of this. So just crazy how much shooting can do for you. Just working as much as possible, working with those clients, and just see how much you'll grow in that. Second thing is mastering your camera basics. So obviously, the more you shoot, the better this will happen. And that's kind of the foundation from this. But also just knowing your camera is so important. Watching YouTube videos on it. You're probably not going to actually read the manual that it gives you, but just shooting as much as possible through that. Not just shooting in auto or shooting in shutter priority, but actually going in manual, figuring out what you need to do, figuring out your autofocus, shooting modes, white balance, and go on manual and shoot as much as you can because that's how you actually figure out your camera. Like for the first probably 3 to 4 years, I just shot in sports mode, didn't touch it, just literally hit the trigger and that was all that I did. Backed up my photos in the Lightroom, boom, photos looked really good. But having that in manual actually gives you a style. It helps you actually make your photos into something where when you have it on auto, the camera kind of just decides and does everything for you. Where in a short term, sure, when you're learning, it's fine to kind of figure out composition, do that sort of thing where it's like, hey, I'm gonna focus on this thing more than this. I'm gonna focus on getting as many shots as possible more than making sure that I'm not messing up on settings. That's fine. But once you actually have the basics down for what you're trying to shoot, learn the camera. Like that's how you really get better too. That's how you actually get those technical skills of videography, photography. And it takes like a little bit of time, but once you dial in that camera settings too, you're set and that just becomes automatic. Like for me, I don't even think about that anymore. So super important to learn that right away as well. Third thing I want to talk about is finding inspiration through other creative work. And I know I talked about that a little at the beginning, but I feel like it's honestly one of the most important things that I've done is talking to other photographers, looking at what they're shooting. And if I'm like, okay, I want to shoot some of, let's say Patagonia. I'm going to look at what Patagonia has on the front page of their website. I'm going to look at different articles, books that they have with photos in it, look at other photographers that work with them, and just doing as much as you can, finding out as much about what they like to shoot, what inspires them. Working through that and using that is so important. And honestly, something that I've done is copying those shoots. So if you see a shoot you really like from any of those companies, copy that shoot, try to shoot it as close as possible, and then add your own twist to it. Maybe it's a Patagonia shoot that's a surf shoot, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna do this, this, and this, and okay, maybe I wanna add some lifestyle photos of them doing this. That would be really cool. I also wanna add this, a little bit of like family shots behind them all walking to the beach. Like just trying to do different things from that as well. So important to learning and growing in that and really helps you kind of develop that professional tone as well. by actually trying to basically create those brand shoots and like mock brand shoots. Super important, and that's really helped me actually be able to work with clients and deliver a good result for them. Fourth thing I want to talk about is experimenting with different styles. So trying portraits, landscapes, sports, surf, anything, like so many different styles, and learning different compositions and just continually pushing into new boundaries is so important. Like I started out with jumping into waves, taking photos of waves. Then I went into sports. Then I started shooting surf teams. So surf was kind of the fun thing. And now I'm getting into lifestyle, brand, and commercial work. So just continually evolving in your work as well. You don't have to be stagnant. If you're stagnant, you're going to lose. You're going to lose that kind of interest too, because I got bored of some of the stuff I was working on too as I got better. So that's the thing as well. Always just getting better, continually improving on what you're doing is so fun and really a key to becoming stand out in what you do. And even if you just want to do it for a hobby, I'm mostly doing it for a hobby, but also as a professional in that, but it's not my main source of income since I do work at a marketing agency. But having that, just continually getting better, trying new things, you can make it into something where it is your main source of income. And that is really important in that too, is always expanding what you can shoot. Fifth thing I want to talk about is don't obsess over gear. Gear obviously matters, but it's not the end all be all. Start with what you have, even if you have a basic camera or even a phone. I've seen some people take some unreal photos with phones nowadays, so pretty crazy you can do there. But I started out with a Canon 70D. I shot that for 5 years with that and a GoPro for 5 years. Upgraded to the Canon R5. I have never even thought about upgrading this camera because it's so good, but you don't need that much gear. I have 4 lenses for this camera, and this is my only body that I have, and it does amazing for me on client shoots, making content like this, short form content. Like, find a camera that works for you and just stick with it. You don't have to be upgrading every year. Like, that is so ridiculous, unless you're obviously one of the top photographers making a ton of money, but even they don't upgrade every year. You kind of find a camera you stick with for a few years, and then you can upgrade, obviously, once that camera is actually like hurting your performance. I feel like that's what I did with the Canon 70D, where I felt like it was actually hurting my prints, hurting the quality of my videos for YouTube, and also not letting me do a lot of client work because the photos were pretty low quality. So that's when I upgraded to this, and it's just been a game changer. So really waiting until it's actually limiting you in some way is really the key for that. Don't waste money. Rent lenses before you try them. So many people that I know, even I've bought some lenses where I'm like, all right, I'm gonna use this every day. My Canon 70D is on my camera probably 90% of the time, honestly. So using cameras and lenses that work with you, work with your style, and don't buy a ton of stuff and just expect to use it because you'll never actually use it. Sixth thing is learn good editing. This is so important. I didn't know how to edit for like probably 7 years. Like, I only recently knew how to edit around 2 to 3 years ago. And that's just from watching a ton of YouTube videos and editing a ton, which goes back to shooting every day, getting a ton of content. It's also editing every day. Edit as much as you can, make Lightroom presets, watch videos on editing, seeing what you can learn. So important because, I mean, I remember the first couple of years of my photography, I was editing on Instagram. It's just wild. And then the photo would actually download as a square. So some of my first prints are just squares because that's how I edited on Instagram. So it's just insane. And like now looking at my photos, I'm like, oh my goodness, like just such a big game changer. Learning how to editing, you can tell if someone knows how to edit, and it makes the biggest difference, makes you look professional. Clients are not gonna work with you if you don't know how to edit. And it's just a big game changer. Just edit as much as possible. Ask your friends what they think, ask professionals what they think, and get help from that. Editing is, I mean, obviously if you take good photos, that's great, but editing is kind of the cherry on top. And if you can't edit, it's gonna ruin your photos too. So editing is crucial to being a solid photographer, overall content creator. Seventh thing is building a good portfolio. I never had a really good portfolio. I kind of just threw all my photos onto my website, but having a good portfolio from your Instagram, so social media accounts, and then website is so important, especially if you want to work with clients. I broke them out into different sections and then different client work I've done. So worked with Beachbox, I've worked with different things like that, amphibian changing mats, some sports teams, stuff like that, like having them broken out into that. And then overall like surf, sports, lifestyle, stuff like that. Super important to break those out because if someone comes up to me and they're like, hey, I'm a surf brand, I would love to work with you, I'd say, great, here's my surf portfolio. Makes it so easy because it's already segmented out. I make sure I already have my top photos in there, and keep it updated every few months. There's some people that update it every like 2 years. And I'm like, if you're shooting a lot, you should have almost fully new photos in there every like year or two. So that doesn't even make sense. Where upgrade it continually every few months. Make sure you have your best photos in there. Super important if you actually want to make money working with clients. 8th thing is seeking guidance and feedback from other photographers, from teachers, from other people in your industry that you want to be in. Like I've reached out to people who are in positions that I applied for in photography, working at different companies I like. And I said, hey, can you look at my portfolio? What do you think about this? Every single person has got back to me and helped me out with that. So helpful. Even just reaching out to a photographer saying, hey, can you help guide me in this? I'm trying to learn this. Can you help mentor me? I've never had someone say no to that. So definitely something as well is lean into your community. I know it can be a little daunting at first and everyone's like, so many of these guys have tens of thousands of followers and they're famous and all this. Like maybe obviously if they have millions of followers, they probably won't reach out to you because so many people are reaching out to them. But if there's a photographer in your field, just reach out to them. Say, hey, I'm really inspired by your work. I would love if you can help take a look at some of my work and give me some recommendations. And I'm going to say probably 8 out of 10 times they're going to respond to you. Do that to me too. I'd love to help you out. So super important for that too is reach out to your community. They do want to help you. And that is so helpful. Getting actual feedback as well, just from other people than your friends and family and stuff like that. 9th thing is start working with people. So I know that people are pretty scared of working with clients. Obviously, not something easy to jump into working with clients right away. But I will say, once you work with a few clients, all of the pressure kind of gets taken off and it's so much easier, even doing it for free. Like I started by just going to companies that I thought were cool, that made cool lifestyle things, surf stuff, sports stuff, and said, hey, send me a couple of your products. I'll make you content for free. And then I'll send it to you, see what you think. I did that for around 6 months. Build a portfolio, and now I'm getting paid to do that. Like, it is so easy to do that nowadays with social media, just reaching out to them, saying, hey, I love your stuff. Help me make some content for you. Just send me some free product. You get some free stuff in return. Do like 1 or 2 shoots for them. Doesn't take that much time. Now you have a full portfolio for that company, and you can use that for paid clients. So it's a win-win really, and that is the biggest thing that I would recommend, and that I don't see enough from photographers nowadays. Last thing is just staying consistent and having fun with this whole thing. Photography, content stuff is a grind. Sometimes I feel a little bit burned out. I'll have to take a break from it, but that's the thing too, is you really have to stick with it in the long term. Like I've been shooting for over 9 years now. That's why I've been good, is because I've been consistent with it. Obviously been on and off for a little bit, but don't take too big of breaks. Always be improving. That's really how you do it nowadays, especially with technology moving so fast. Always improve your photography, shoot as much as you can, have fun with it, shoot what you like. That's really what makes it fun. But thanks for watching. Let me know if you have any questions down below. Would love to help, and like and subscribe for this video. Subscribe to see more videos like this, share it with your friends. And yeah, thanks for watching and see you next video.